Hello everyone, this is Debbie and welcome to my channel Ridiculous Goodness, and today we're doing the weekly guidance reading for December 12th through the 18th, and I'm using two card decks today. One is a Margarete Petersen tarot, and the other one is the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra. It's a Margarete Petersen tarot, so that's who it's from. And the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Anne Taylor. So I'm going to get 3 cards from the Margarete Petersen tarot, and then 1 card from the Energy Oracle cards. So we'll just get some cards from there. But I just got this recently, so I haven't even, I obviously haven't gotten, a reading from, basically I haven't used all the cards in a reading yet. So we'll see how it goes. And either way, it would, you always get different meanings from the card, regardless of how many times you use it, or which card it is. You obviously get different meanings, because they obviously, even if you just do one card, it's going to be different, so. But we all know that, so just get 2 cards in. Okay, so let's see what we have. I just got this card earlier, and I already, I just kind of got the meaning out for what I thought it was, and we'll see what comes out, if it's, basically the same thing that, that I'm wanting to tell you guys. And I was thinking, oh, that's a great message for not just me, but of course for anybody, but it's just, so we got the Son of Coins, so I'm really excited about this. It's kind of hard to see all the details, but there's a person in there and the coin in the background. Unfortunately, probably not going to get all of it, like all the details, all the beautiful details in it, but just so much lines going, up, and then there's some on the side going to left and right, and all the yellows. So I'm really excited. The Son of Coins is like the Knight of Coins or Pentacles, however you want to say it. And then we have Major Arcana, Death, and that's 13. And you can see the details more in this card. It doesn't, because I guess the camera can't really pay attention to all the details in the other card. It's kind of all goes together, kind of blends in. So at least you can see this card better. And we also have 7 of Feathers, which is like 7 of Swords, and it has a butterfly in there. It kind of blends in too, but you can see it like right there. If it can, it's kind of zooming in on it now. Well, I'm putting towards it, but it's kind of focusing on it. So, okay. And the last card is All Tied Up, 23. I believe we got this card in a few readings, probably a few months ago. Maybe not that far, but it seems like that far. So, we'll start with the Son of Coins, or the Knight of Coins, or Knight of Pentacles. And, what I felt was, that, this person here is, unfortunately you can't really see it too much, but he's right here. And he's just kind of laying, he's not laying down, but he's sitting down. So it looks like, instead of being like the Knight of Coins, it kind of doesn't seem like he is. But you just, the way, the movement in the card, all the lines here, the energy is in the flow, and all the lines going this way and all the lines going this way. All that movement is just so, vital to what he's doing, not only energetically, but also in the physical world. This is the Son of Coins, after all, so it's like what we do in our everyday life and what, that matters, and the physical world. All the energy that you're using is coming out in a lot of ways, not only energetically, but in the physical world. And it may seem like you're not doing much, because unfortunately we can't really see it too well, but he's just kind of sitting there, but there's a lot more that's happening besides that, besides what you seem to be doing. You're doing a lot more than that, and you're trying your best to take on more responsibilities that you enjoy, and that to challenge yourself. That kind of energy of the Knight of Pentacles, challenging yourself and trying to move forward and trying to take action once again to make things happen in your life, instead of feeling sorry for yourself and thinking, well, things haven't worked out before. You said, well, no, I'm going to keep on trying it because I know that things are working out. And maybe I don't have all the proof that I need yet. But if I keep on going and don't give up, then I will make things happen in the physical world that people can see. Not because I care what other people think, but because I need to do this for myself. I need to challenge myself and push myself even more, because I know I can do it and I know I can make better things happen in my life. And if I just keep on going, I can make things happen, and nothing is, going to hold me back. And, maybe, there may be things that happen that are horrible, but, at the same time, they need to happen because somehow they'll work out in the end. Instead of looking at them and saying, oh, I can't do anything else because, horrible things keep happening. Not because, it's just because life is not horrible. It's just because sometimes things happen in your life and you don't know why yet until you look back sometimes. And sometimes you can see with clarity why it happened then. But then you look back again and you say, oh, that had to happen because of this too, and this and this and that. So you have more clarity not only during, after something happens or even during it happening, but also after it happens. So the way you look at things is definitely going to change. But definitely just know, no matter what's going on in your life, that life really is and can be good, and there are lots of things that can happen. And just because there's been times in your life when you couldn't feel it, doesn't mean they aren't there. And so even now it's like, well, we all probably have doubts, and that's okay. As long as we keep going, we'll just find a way to keep going and see for ourselves that yes, the things that we see for ourselves are possible. They're not just a pipe dream. You are capable of making them happen. And so the Knight of Pentacles, or I'm just going to call it that even though it's the Son of Coins, is really something that's within us all, and that we're capable of making it happen. So that is really cool, because I just randomly picked it up on the top, and I was just looking at it randomly, and it's just the card that we needed. So and it's the first card here. So we'll just go on to the Death card, number 13, and the way I guess because there's the way it looks like there's the light, I guess a light body and the shadow body, and it's just kind of, I guess there's two sides, but there's more than that. But it's kind of like, I'm trying to see what needs to be said. It's kind of like all the ways it can be. It's probably not going to be seen by everybody. It's kind of like some people kind of tend to see only one side of you, or they see you as you're either good or you're either bad in their eyes, and it's not good to see things in black and white. You need to see things in all the ways that it can be, and it's something that everyone has. Sometimes people do things because they're a bad person, not because it couldn't be good if they chose to. But some people do things, other people do things because they feel they've been wronged and they're fighting back because that's how they always had to have been. So sometimes people aren't bad people. They're just reacting in a way that they feel they need to because they think that you've wronged them in some way. And instead of trying to be understanding or just instead of always reacting when somebody does something, instead of just trying to find a way to sometimes you don't need to say anything, and other times you do. And some people feel they always had to say something because they always had to defend themselves because they've been hurt a lot. And other people do bad things to other people because they want to hurt people. And, well, it's just seeing the complications of things. It took a while to come out, but, and I'm sure there's more to his message here. But I was just looking at you, like, I know what you're trying to say, but I'm trying to say it in a way that obviously makes sense, which is not, once it comes out, it's like, oh, okay, that's, understandable. And, it's just something that it's more complicated, though, because you have to pay attention to all those around you. So just don't believe, right away that someone, oh, no, it's just because they're a horrible person and they're no good. But trust yourself when you feel like somebody really is doing something because they want to hurt you. But just keep an eye out. Just don't react in an angry way. Keep in mind on what you need to do, because sometimes you just don't need to do. You don't need to say anything. Sometimes you just need to do your own thing and show that you can do what is needed from what you need, and instead of focusing on why they do that, or what you can do to show get back at them or whatever. Instead, just let them be who they are and do your own thing, because they're just gonna be who they are. And if they are really not that kind of person, then they'll see, oh, okay, they're not that kind of person, or maybe they will never know, but most likely they will see that, oh, okay, they didn't mean anything bad by that, they weren't trying to hurt me. And other people that do want to be mean to you because they want to be that way, they'll see, like, oh, she doesn't care. They'll be really upset that you're not upset about what they're doing to you, because you just keep on doing your thing and they just can't get to you. So you just let them be, and you try to be understanding to people that are just doing their best and they've just been hurt a lot, and they're just trying to be, they're just trying to protect themselves. And there's other situations, of course, but those are just two, just kind of I don't want to sit here forever and try to go over all the situations, and then even then there's no way to go through all of them really, because there's so many different situations. But that's just a couple. And I'm just seeing, the death card is usually about change. So of course, that is gonna be something that's gonna be in all of our lives. It's always gonna happen, unless you really had to try to stop change, and it, excuse me, and so you just have to don't fight it. But of course, if there's something that's happening that is not what you want, and you feel that there's something you can do to change it for the better, and so that you actually have more control over it. If you feel like you can do that, and it feels like it can work out, like you have the feeling about it, then just give it a try. And don't, even if it doesn't work out, at least you say, hey, I did these things and it still matters. It doesn't matter if it didn't work out, because there's lots of things that I have tried that didn't work out, but if I didn't try those out, then then I wouldn't have known that those would have worked out. And I figured out other ways. I found out other ways, other solutions, that sometimes also didn't work out, but then I found another one, and then that one did work out. So you're always trying to find a new solution or a new way to do things. Be creative, not giving up when you need to keep going. So it's like change is always going to happen, and you can't just let it happen to you. You have to, sometimes there's certain things you can't control, but the things that you can control, do something about it so that you can at least say that, you know, you're doing your best, and you really know what you need to do. So yeah, that's you know, in the beginning I was like, okay, how am I know what I want to say, it's just not coming out, and now it came out. So we have the 7 of feathers, so 7 of swords, and it's funny because it has a butterfly, because usually it has another meaning, it's not so tranquil. So I'm trying to see, like, you know, obviously butterflies have to do with transformation, so, and we just had the death card, and the 7 of coins kind of had something to do with, like, taking action, doing, you know, changes. So I'm just seeing like 7, you know, can also be just like a very good luck number. And the blue in here, it's kind of like a dark blue, so it's kind of like the, you know, the third eye chakra is more like an indigo color. So it's kind of reminding me more of, well, it's kind of like the throat chakra, the third eye, and the crown chakra, because it has the purples here too. So all that area, all the intuition, all the, you know, you speaking up, and, you know, it's funny because, you know, soon I'm going to be trying to find ways to do more public speaking, because I need to work on that. And so it's something like that, like, you know, transformation. So like getting better at things, finding different ways to challenge yourself. So I'm doing that, and, you know, I know we're all, you know, trying our best to find ways to do that in our lives, because we want, you know, more responsibility, we want more challenges. We don't want to just be just, you know, float through life and not, you know, try to learn and do more for ourselves. We want to, you know, not only our throat chakra, but our intuition and our, you know, just the spiritual centers, just like all the information comes through your crown chakra, and of course goes down to your lower chakras, which also are important. But, you know, it all comes through here first, and then through your feet. There's chakras, you know, a whole bunch of different chakras, obviously, but, you know, it comes through your feet, and, you know, goes through up through you, and all the way up to your star chakra. And just like, it's so important to, you know, do these things, because it's making a big difference in not only your, you know, what you're doing, like the physical things that you can do in your life, but also the things, you know, it's also like 7 of feathers. So swords, it's representing, the feathers are representing swords in most tarot decks. And so it's like intellect, you know, trying to find ways to challenge yourself, and not letting yourself just, you know, oh, you know, like if there's times when you couldn't do things and you're just doing your best, you know, whatever you're doing, just trying to get through the day, that's fine, because, you know, you're doing your best. But when you can do it, when you're thinking, oh, I would like to do this, or this seems like a good idea, or it's like, oh, this opportunity has come up, and, you know, you have to be aware of what's going on around you, and try to go out and find places that, you know, you can be around people, even if there's times when it can be difficult to be around certain people, because you don't always get along with everybody, or there's misunderstandings. So it's just important to challenge yourself and get out there. And, you know, it's, you know, I use my example, it's like I am getting out there, and I'm trying to find different ways to do things that I haven't done before, or, you know, that, you know, have been challenging for me. And so I'm getting out there, and I'm being brave. And so it's important that we all do that, because, you know, it doesn't matter, you know, if you don't think you're capable. It's like you are capable. And you need to know it's not easy for everyone to do these things, and it's not easy for me. So it's just important to see that you can do it when you feel it's the right time for you, or doing something else, of course, whatever you feel is right for you, because you know what's right for you. You know, this is just advice, and it's not always specific to what you need. So you need to decide what it is that you need in your life, and, you know, so it's not somebody telling you what you need to do. It's somebody, like, just saying, this is example, and this is something that you could do, but maybe you know something better for yourself. So just trust yourself and know that you can make things happen, and that will work out for you. So we have the last card here, and once again it's 23, and it's all tied up, and the 23 of course would add up to 5. And so usually it's like a number that means kind of like difficulty. And so it's like all tied up. But, it's not really as bad as it seems. That kind of thing. I mean, I guess there's like some attention to like the trees. And there's like, kind of like moths or butterflies. There's just kind of ethereal, kind of like moth-like butterflies in there, and so it doesn't seem like it's really dangerous. It's just not letting other people make you think that you're all tied up, or to, like, if someone is trying to tell you that they need more help than you, like, sometimes you can help them, but other times you need to let them do things on their own, or find some other way to get help for themselves, because you're not responsible for everyone, but you can help people. It's important to help people when you feel it's right, but you should never feel obligated to help somebody if they need help. They can still help themselves in most cases, or they can get help from a more qualified person, because sometimes they need a professional, and it doesn't seem dangerous here. Like, they're not in great danger. They're not like going to be stuck in nature. It's just very bright and everything like that, and this is just like the environment in the picture, but most likely they're not like out of nature. So it's just like, basically they're not in danger. They'll be fine. It's not because there aren't people that do really need help from somebody, but sometimes you're not the one that's going to be the person to help them, because sometimes you need to spend the time you need on yourself. It's also important to know that for yourself, like, if you've been relying on somebody a lot more than, like, maybe before you needed to rely on them a lot, and they graciously, because they're a good friend or a good family member, or somebody that's there for you, that they were there for you because they care about you and love you. But sometimes you need to say, well, okay, I need to start taking care of things when I can. Just because there's things that are going on in my life that are difficult doesn't mean that you can still ask for help for certain things. That's not the problem here. But there's a lot of things you can start doing on your own, a lot of things that you're capable of. So it doesn't mean that you don't have things going on that are super difficult. And it's not to say, oh, everyone goes through that. I'm not like downgrading it or anything like that, because I don't like it when people do that. And I'm just saying that what you go through matters, but you gotta be honest with yourself and say, what can I really do right now, that I wasn't able to do before? Just really think about it and say, there's times when you feel, no, I can't do that, and other times you try it and you can do it. But then there's other times, of course, when you really want to try something and it's like, it didn't work out. Like, it didn't work out. You really tried to take on this responsibility, but you couldn't do it at the time. And I know that feeling, because, and sometimes things don't work out. People think, oh, if you do this, you would feel better or something like that. And that's not always true. So I'm not saying that, you just have to do your best. And even if it doesn't work out, at least you say, I tried. But there are going to be times that it does work out. And so, whether this is for another person or for you, it does work out, and it will work out as time goes on. You'll try different things, and sometimes, once again, it won't work out, and sometimes it will. You just have to give it your all, and just don't be afraid of what might happen. You have to just do your best to figure out what it is that you want to do, and know that sometimes things don't work out, but you can try again. It's not the end of the world if something doesn't work out. It would be something, really awful to not, say that, oh, I wanted to do that, but now I can't. But now, right now, you can do it, and you have opportunities to do it. It's not, even if you didn't do it right, or what you think is not done right before, it's you still have plenty of opportunity. Even if you say, oh, but I didn't do it again. I tried it once again recently and I failed again. It's like, no, like you can still try again and try again and then try again. And then if, you try a different way and then you try a different way and then you try another way, if there's something that you really want to do, or you give it time, and, I'm sure there's like with my situation of like I've given things time and it's like, well, I feel soon that I need to try this thing once again but in a different way. So basically not trying the same thing over again, but trying in a different way, but trying to get the thing that you want. Basically, sometimes when you feel like something is a no, it's really a not yet. So it's just important to know that there's just so many different ways things can come out to like a different result, and you don't realize it until you try. So just remember that you have your problems that you're going through, and they are important and they are real, but it doesn't mean that you can't keep trying to make things happen in your life, whatever it is for you. So this has been your reading, and I hope it has helped you. I want people to know that what they go through is important, but it doesn't mean that you can just sulk all the time. But you can have time to yourself to be upset and say this is not fair, and say I wish things were different. But then you have to do your best, and you can still feel that way, but still say I'm still going to try to take action in the right direction. I'm still not going to give up. I'm still going to keep going. Even though things aren't fair, I'm still going to keep going because I am stronger than this. I'm stronger than the people that say that I can't do it, and, that's important to believe in yourself, even if you're feeling like it sucks that things are the way they are. So you just keep going, and you know that you're important and you're needed. Even if the people in life don't feel that way, know that you are needed and you are important. But once again, it needs to be said, but you can still, you know how you had that thought in your head, like, yeah, I'm the best person around here. But sometimes you just need to think that way, not because you're trying to think you're better than other people, but you just need to have that confidence to, like, that fake it till you make it kind of thing, but not, it's not in a jerk way. It's just like in a way to say, okay, I gotta, just feel this way inside so I can get these things done. But of course, see the value in other people and know that they are important too. So yeah, I'll do the other readings, maybe a yearly reading. We'll see what happens. Who knows? Maybe some card reviews, like the card deck reviews. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. If you have any recommendations, of course, leave in the comments or whatever you want to say, or however you want to. If you just enjoyed the video, I appreciate that very much. So, or if you didn't enjoy the video, I still appreciate you sticking through to the end to see this part, so that I'm saying this to you. So thank you. Yeah, I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.